Is the truth really important to you? Have you been sensitive in the past, especially as a child, perhaps used to playing on your own or making up imaginary games? And do you have lots of lovely big ideas, but sometimes can't quite ground them and make them a reality? If so, you may have some fives in your soul contract. So I give soul contract readings. I love to speak about the energies and in the numbers. And as you can see from my charts here, I have a double whammy of karmic fives across my physical karma, which means that I know this energy and I feel it very, very strongly within my life. So with each number in the soul contract system, and there are 22 of them, there is, if you imagine, a seesaw. And each number has a positive aspect and a negative aspect. And we're always trying to move from the negative through to the positive. This is your journey. So whether your numbers sit in your karma, your talents, your goals, or your soul destiny, it doesn't matter. You're always moving from the negative through to the positive. Now, the fives are a really special number because they're super powerful, but not as powerful as, say, a 9. I haven't done a video on the 9s, but I've also got them in my chart. 9s are a very physical, strong, dragon-like sort of, if you've seen Game of Thrones, a sort of massive dragon strong energy, and 9s are pretty unstoppable because they are spirit moving through them. So 9s can really push through and burn out quite quickly. Now 5s are the opposite end of the spectrum. They are super powerful as well, but their power is very intangible, it's very intuitive. And the energy of a 5 and the symbol of it, as you can see, is sort of like a fetus. It's not quite something that's been birthed into the physical 3D reality that we find ourselves in. So 5s, a bit like 10 1s, can sometimes feel a little bit of an outsider, and they can't quite get themselves stuck into this physical reality. So when we have 5s, we're often pushed by people around us to assert ourselves and step up for ourselves and stand up for ourselves. The 5s are all about truth and courage and freedom. So the truth is very, very important to them, but they may have a hard time asserting themselves and, feeling confident to speak up and voice how they're feeling. So the 5s are very good at speaking, very good at writing. So if you have these numbers in your chart, I really recommend journaling and getting your voice out there, even if it's just to yourself, that's okay. So the other thing about 5s, a bit like the 8s actually, and I've got both of them in my karma, 5s and 8s can be very ungrounded and very disconnected from their body, because 5s are very ethereal, soft, fairy-like energy. So they sometimes struggle to ground into their bodies. And I speak from experience, we sometimes forget to turn down the overthinking mind and the anxiety and the worries and the what ifs that come with it, and come fully into our present feeling body, whereas where all our intuition and our truth really comes from. So the other thing I love about the 5s, they're very pioneering. They can have lots of these wonderful ideas. It's a really inventive, pioneering at the forefront of new things kind of energy, but you have to ground them. There's no point having all of these wonderful ideas if you don't start with them. And if you have 6s and 5s in your chart, you may struggle just to do one thing at a time. 6s can really struggle to just get that one thing done and then move on to the next. They'll try and spin lots of different plates and projects and get scattered and burnt out and overwhelmed and lose their focus. So one thing at a time, especially with 5s. And I think that's kind of all I wanted to say about them. Each number, there's a real rich depth to them, and your soul contract, it's like a tapestry. So these numbers do not work in isolation, as you can see from what I've just said. They are constantly moving and flowing and ebbing and in a great relationship with each other. So if you like this kind of content, I offer soul contract readings, but I speak a lot about self-awareness and emotional healing and the soul contract work. So if you like this kind of thing, please do subscribe. I post videos every few days, and I really wish you a beautiful rest of your day.